Hello and welcome back to the next episode. We are heading into episode 10 and I want to use the first minute here to look around where we are on Earth and everything. So the great nations here are in the hands of India. India is in the hands of the resistance, sorry, that's what I want to say. And they're doing okay. They're doing okay. Too many things at the same time, as usual for the AI, in my opinion. China is getting ruined by the Protectorate. That's exactly what we expected. They have made so many armies by now, which is wild, and they are continuing to make more. We let them because the weaker is good in our interest, although it might mean that they are going to flip to the alien administration as well, because as we can see here, there are a lot of plans. Who knows what will happen here. US, as we know, is a problem in the hands of the servants. Doing okay. They are definitely going to be a nice pickup later on. I think that when we have consolidated here and we went into the Commonwealth project, we are going to also take over the US, because we will have Canada and therefore the neighborhood. And then we can maybe get rid of the servant US problem. But that's like in 4 years or something. Earliest, because we do not have the control points currently, nor can we afford going hostile with all other factions. So that's Earth, more or less. And in space, we can see that the other factions have spread out massively compared to us. So they are everywhere in the asteroid belt by now. And the aliens, let's see, the alien fleets, fleets here. Let's see how strong they are by now. It's okay, they are only almost 4,000, so the aliens are not picking off that well so far. Which is surprising. They're sending a lot of ships to Earth still. But it's not too crazy in my opinion. I've seen worse in this 28, to be honest. And yeah, who knows what has happened to them. So they are relatively weak, in my opinion. And do they already start making capital ships here? There is... No, these are normal ships. They didn't make a capital ship yet either. Yeah, this is wild. They are definitely weaker, because I think that was the first academy campaign that we had back then. Oh, there is a large one. There's a dreadnought. Okay, so there is a first capital ship under construction now. I remember that I fought a mothership, I think in 29 or something. But that's like 2 years ago when it early came out the first time. Not came out, the early access started. That's a long time ago. And we can see here that the exit is flying around with a lot of ships here in the asteroid belt, and there are a lot of other ships. So let's see the resources as well. If we go to resources here, Resistance only has 61 mission control, Humanity versus 70, 77 on initiative, 33 on servants. Actually, that's good. The servants are more or less only US and a bit of other stuff, but if we break the US, they are not that strong. I'm more worried about the Protectorate, which I definitely want to get rid of. Wow, they have gotten 120 exotics from the aliens already, and they have 50. Oh, this is so dangerous. We shouldn't get to ring habs. We shouldn't. Because if we go ring habs, the Protectorate could actually make their stations. As we saw in the last campaign, what the victory conditions are. We definitely don't want to push them towards this anytime soon. Which means we definitely want to get a lot of ships out now to have a defensive fleet for Earth. And we probably have to fight the Protectorate here in orbit. It's only 21 ships. But they are only very small ships. We are medium class with our monitors, and we are going to get more of those. So these are also all corvettes and escorts. Not sure, what do they have in there? Missiles. Autocannons. A fight will be bloody though. There will be a lot of losses. But That's something for future me to worry about. Now I'm going to just speed forward again. I want to maybe... we should wait until we have resources to settle new bases. I mean, we want to... yeah, we have to filter though. We maybe want to get a few more asteroid bases down here. Alternatively, taking over a few Mars bases. If these bases are not worth it. We could settle next to the aliens. Wouldn't that be funny? We could definitely scout it there. Send a probe there. And let's also... T-shirt. Ah, that's where we are already. Scout this one as well. So we should scout some stuff here. Further resistance is there. Yeah, we're definitely going to need some of these noble metal asteroids long term. They are all occupied, but we definitely want to... Yeah, maybe we want to prepare to take over some stuff on Mars. We do have a shipyard here. So shipyard, the Mars sites here. We could, for example, purge the Protectorate out of their spots here. Although, oh, this one is decent, yeah. Tempered Terror. I'm tempted to take that one. Also, Labyrinthus looks at me, and Vanisha here as well. Yeah, maybe let's design a marine ship. So, ship designer. It's just going to be a corvette, so that we have 2 utility modules here. We are going to do a transport, and then auto design here. We don't need 6 helicons. We don't need armor. We need nothing like that. Or maybe we should have picked something else here. We can have a weapon, that's fine though. And then we don't need that much KPS, we just need like 5 tanks on this. Yeah, this is fine. And then we call this Marine 1. Marine 1. There we go. Save the design, and let's already queue it up on... What? Ships must have a combat acceleration of at least 380 milli-G. Okay. Okay. Can we achieve that? I don't know. 380 milli-G. Huh. I think we can't make a ship here. We have to make a station. So, Marine 2. Let's see if that works. Nope. The Helican is too weak. Yeah, I guess we... abandon that plan. How do we do this now? I mean, you could use a different engine, right? We can use a different engine. We could just use a rocket engine or something. There's something that gives us a lot of power to get from Earth to somewhere. Actually, we could research Dumbo or something. Yeah, we can research something better. To get a decent rocketry-based engine, just to jump around Mars. Then we don't need to afford a station here. Yeah, let's do this, and then we get a marine ship for Mars. Okay, I have progressed a bit further into February 29, and the quantum encryption is finally done. And now we can switch into covert operation, which also unlocked immediately. So we can go for the next agent. Let's quickly finish up alien technology and then covert operations, and then we have to decide what will be our next agent. So that's going to be interesting. Ah, shipyards are done. Nice, but I think they are not powered yet, right? No. We are waiting for the reactor arrays. By the way, we do have a little bit of a fissile problem from all the fissile arrays that we have created, but, well, that will solve itself. Since the moment we have recovered it, our research and engineer divisions have been constantly requesting samples of the alien technology. Today alone we have seen no fewer than 48 requests for everything from recovered databanks to simple bulkhead fasteners. This is understandable given that each item is a potential treasure trove of knowledge, both at a technological level, how does it operate and what is its purpose. In a chemical one, what was it created from and where? The recovered technology has begun to yield secrets, the theoretical application of which very much depend on our own intentions. Unfortunately, with such a finite amount of these alien artifacts to hand, we can for now only scratch the surface of their potential.
We are making progress understanding the alien artifacts, Chancellor, although most seem to be tools of warfare.
The tools of our invaders begin to give up their secrets. Every day I come to my desk to read excited messages from our research teams about how they have discovered the workings of some new piece of machinery. They talk elatedly about the new devices we might create, the new ships we might build. I find it all depressing. Hardly any of our researchers seem to grasp the distinction between science and technology. Yes, we are learning the mechanics of the alien designs, their mechanism and working pattern, but we lack the theoretical framework that allowed the aliens to conceive these designs in the first place. Without a proper scientific understanding, we are merely aping their efforts. But more importantly, our researchers seemed so drawn to the prospect of technological power that they are sparing no attention as to what it might be used for. Science and technology, divorced from culture and civilization, are mindless monsters. After all, the aliens have these technologies too. What have they used them for? Conquest, war, and death. I fear that should we attempt to emulate the alien tools, we may become little different from them. So we can do alien computers now. That's going to be one of our favorites here because of the mission control and knowledge thing. But for now, I think we go into... What do we want now? You want to get started on the Europe Ascendant? No, we want to get the railguns, right. There, we started on the railguns earlier. So let's get the covert operations next. Wait a second, what's going on here? Oh, we have to get... I want the global technology pick, so we have to make sure that we win that. So that's more important than everything else. For orders. Now we are currently preparing to jump into Turkey. Actually, we could get started on the... If it doesn't have that already. No. The United Turkestan project. That's something we could pick up next. So do we want to start purging here? I think we do. No, it's only 32%, you know. So still trying to find...
Initiating surveillance.
I still try to find someone from the initiative because we went to war with them shortly. Or into conflict with them, and I don't want that. So we have to prevent that.
Your service.
And Gia, you can do public campaigns here as well. Before we start cracking down on them. And now let's get towards that milestone here. Ah yes, that's done. And there's United Turkestan. I think we do this now. Yeah, I think we get started on this one now. Although we do have a lot of social science ongoing currently, but it doesn't matter. I think it doesn't matter. So let's make sure that we have enough lead here to...
I will help them. I have new information.
Servants. We don't care about servants here right now. Okay, now we are leading here. So let's finish up. Exotic materials is also going to be very important.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
Really?
Our cause
you
is
failed.
unjustified to them.
Things are cooling off.
And here we go. We get covert operations, which allows us the next agent. Okay, which... Let's do Hydra diplomacy next. We push in situ resource utilization. Yes. We have to wait for these two to finish. And I think I also want to push the railguns here. So, we can decide who to hire now. Definitely want something with decent stats now because it's far behind. Everybody will have quick learner due to the research project we did, so that's useful. We do need someone with command. That's the thing that we are missing currently. So the commando here might be a thing. The officer here might be a thing. Untouchable, insecure, prosperous, eminent, ethical. Not bad. Sadly, there is no astronaut. That would be perfect. And we only have 2 people with command available here. 7 command, 4 admin, 8 security, 6-1. If we go for raw stats, this one has 4, 7, 10, 21, 24, 32. And this one has 1, 2, 3, 7, 13, 14, 17, 25. Okay, a lot less. And we have also government on this one. And untouchable, which is really good. Oh, prohibited. Oh no, that's okay. Prohibited missions. We don't need him to do assassinate here. Okay, let's get the Hamid Marasi here. He also brings a lot of experience with him. Sadly, we didn't have the experience projects yet, so that would have been even better, because then we could have gotten up to plus 40 or plus 80 experience, which would be a lot. If you're going to build him towards command, because we need someone to take out the plants, and everything else we need to squeeze in somewhere. So that's going to be like, we're going to rush him to 15 command, roughly. And then from there we have to see, probably also research stuff. Ooh, protect target. Yeah, this one is a must buy. Plus 3 command. We of course buy 2 admin, right, 3 admin actually. And we do maybe want to also buy the security thing here. I'm not sure that I want to waste the points into this right now. However, we can pick up this one here, and then we're already at 11 command when the mission phase ends. Which we can then use to stabilize nations and hunt down alien plants here. Yeah, 11 command. And as you can see here, there is a lot of plants going on, which we eventually have to hunt down somehow. But they are not in Europe as of now, which is, I think, good, but I don't know. For example, we could hunt this one down here.
Going in hot.
So start in South Africa and get at least South Africa cleared, because we want to take over South Africa eventually. Not right now, but eventually. And with that, I think we can just continue as normal here.
Pressure on their people.
And try to get into Turkey. But also, yeah, we have consolidated control in Greece, Ukraine, and Bucharest here. So we can do 3 federations actually. Ukraine, Greece, and Romania. Yeah, so all 3 are available.
What's the op?
So we are going to do this as well
Ready to go.
to progress what we need to do here.
Your orders?
Yeah, let's jump forward further. and see what else will develop. Okay, we are going to risk something which might have strong repercussions as soon as it gets going. So we found rather an alien landed here, a new crash site, and one alien popped out of it. And we are going to try to capture it. So currently our chance is 29%. We are going to get one more investigation off on it. Hopefully. I hope it doesn't go to ground. And we do have... Maybe it moves into our territory. That would be awesome. Ah, it does. Nice.
Prepping
So
for
our
mission.
chance went up to 60%. Now we just hope it doesn't...
Offering support.
Ah, it does abductions. Okay.
Lending my expertise.
Thank God.
Defending the
There... We're also going to get one investigation from Gia here. Then we would be at around 80%. However,
Got
our
some intel on our target.
alien aggression bar, yeah, is not really going to... well, we're going to go to war soon. But now let's read. It's impossible to describe the sensation of gazing upon a creature from another world with one's own eyes. No words could adequately explain how uncanny it feels to see such a thing move and draw breath and turn its own unquestionably alien eyes upon us. Even had we sent a poet, they would not be able to convey the mingled sense of awe and wrongness. The terrifying privilege of beholding something that does not resemble anything else in human experience. The shape of the hulking skull, the tendrils that dance unnaturally within the mouth, the way the light plays across flesh textured and patterned like nothing else on Earth. Even these being sounds challenge our very definition of language. The idea that we could ever know their minds seems for now frankly laughable. Let us hope that will change soon. Regardless of the fleeting encounters we or others might have had previously, and no matter what happens next, this is a watershed moment never to be forgotten.
We have a live Hydra in our custody, Chancellor.
The fight was neither neat nor pretty, but we have our Hydra. This time we were better prepared due to our analysis of Hydra biology, and the price in blood was lower, although still too high. The Hydra took some wounds in the fighting, but like its namesake, it's quickly regenerating. We have assigned some personnel in an attempt to begin to build a rapport with our captive. I imagine that its first response will be to attempt to enslave them with its ferricides. Perhaps once this fails, it may start to take us more seriously. So now we can do the question and interrogation project, and we call him Rudy. Okay. Unfortunately, our mistranslation methods are still crude. We expect this to be a long process. Hopefully Rudy, as one of our security personnel has named him, will be willing to talk. Okay, we got Alpha 16 already. There are a lot of agents, so apparently a lot of others have died on Earth already. To other factions, not just to us. Which is interesting. We saw 1, 7, and 16 now.
Direction.
Who knows what the others are? And also we finally get cybernetics here. And now we can go into the Hydra diplomacy again. While we... Oh, that's interesting. Let's see what the global tech will be before I make the next jump.
Genghis Khan was a short-sighted
Space
fool.
Assault Doctrine. So that's the Beta Marines, right. 10k. I don't really want to waste 10k here though. I'm going to definitely push Hydra diplomacy here, and let's see what behind space commerce will be.
If we're not willing to
Our space future. That's pretty good. I'm not going to go into the lasers here. But it's 30k. Ouch. I mean, it's the raid to Ringhabs and it's the Dusty Plasma Radiator. It's all things we want. But 30k, oof, that's a lot of science we don't have. So I do think we're going to stay more or less on our faction projects here. And continue it this way. I have taken 2 control points in Turkey by now. I'm going to try to get to the 4th one now. As soon as we have a bit of breathing room again. But now that with the alien taken out, we can continue. And actually we can also expand the Intermarium again. And I think in October this year, we can also unify Greece, Romania, and the Ukraine. Yeah, 28th of October. This will also free up a lot of control points, which will be very helpful here. And of course, we want to do this. But yeah, I think. By the way, I'm constructing ships behind this. So and I'm upgrading my ships that I own. So that's ongoing as well. And I also make Marines on Mars in the hopes that we can then take over 1 or 2 more bases on Mars relatively soon. Because I would like to get a bit more skunkworks again. We only had 103%. Although this is good, it could be better. And of course we can also make more signs on... What's going on here? Oh, doesn't have enough energy. Okay, so I may have to make... Didn't see that. So we have to make a solar array here. There we go. And I didn't get the second tier of the Climate Institute yet. I only have the Climate Lab. Let's actually check this out. So... The Climate Research Center here. Oh, we need Arrival International Development. Okay, then I'm going to pick this up soonish. So that we can get the tier 2 for our station there. I didn't notice that was missing. And then we can do the climate labs on Earth orbit as well. Well, more projects and more projects are going to finish. That was German again. So here, Hydra diplomacy and alien computers are going to wrap up here. So a lot of progress has been done to identify it. To even identify the larger machines obtained from the aliens has tested our finest scientific minds to the limit. They are so far apart from our essential concept of a computing device, but though we are now confident that they are indeed computers of a sort, understanding their exact purpose and function is another matter entirely. The interface is designed neither for human hands nor voices, while even their visual feedback is bewilderingly sparse. Our best hypothesis is that an array of unusual spongy pads found within the most intact of these machines suggests some other form of sensory in and out. Perhaps an olfactory operation. Given human limitation on deciphering an emanation of smell, this is not something that we can easily replicate, though we may be able to create synthetic alternatives in time. The actual processing elements of the computer have been somewhat easier to categorize. As far as we can tell, they employ a highly advanced form of quantum computing and photonics we ourselves have recently researched. While likely enables them to monitor, navigate, and communicate across the solar system with an effectiveness we can as yet only dream of. So we get mission control bonus, a hefty one, knowledge bonuses, and we are going to get a climate project later. I think it's time to get some other stuff out of the way, like Hydra interrogation. And now for diplomacy to finish.
Public sentiment is increasingly with us.
What was a crude and faltering exchange of words between ourselves and the Hydra has now become an official line of two-way communication. Establishing this proved far from easy, in part due to the lack of an olfactory element in our own language, heightening the risk of misunderstanding or worse, an aggressive response. Surprisingly, the greater obstacle in fact proved to be an apparent indifference on the aliens' part. No matter the content of our messages, as though they are considered us beneath notice, despite their clear interest in Earth. Persistence has, however, proved to be a virtue, and careful financing of overtures towards the Hydra has finally prompted a response.
We knew this path would not be easy, Chancellor.
The reception to our request has not been encouraging. Our first messages to the Hydras were simply ignored. On questioning our servant contacts, we discovered that this was not unusual. Hydras have little interest in communicating with the bulk of their subjects, and prefer to disseminate messages through a small elite of trusted servants. Such servants are naturally under the Hydra's full control. Not being members of the Hydra elite, our only recourse has been to ask our contacts in the servants to vouch for us. This has been a slow process and has strained our already tenuous relationship with the faction to the breaking point, but we have success, after a sort. A message has been sent to us stating that the Hydras will be We'll issue an official statement to our faction. However, the fact that it is described as a statement and not a dialogue is not encouraging. Okay, we do now. Exotic materials is already available. Learn their demands. Okay. So that's, we are going down a path we already know from the Protectorate. And we probably can guess what the demands will be. Okay, what do we do now? I think it's time for augmented learning because we are investing into knowledge. So that could be useful. And we want to rush one global tech. I think it will be the Fall of Empires here. To then be able to pick a global tech again.
Order is returning.
Ah, what do we have here? Alien robotics. That's nothing we need right now.
Crackdown complete.
Ah yeah, Latvia over here. What? I did another purge here. Crackdown on the same point again.
Mission aborted.
Ah, the alien plants already disappeared. Okay.
We've
That was
removed
not
some
us.
threats.
And here we got
Wrapping up
the
here.
executive of Turkey. So that's the next step towards an eastward expansion here. However, we do need not only this one, we also need to go for the Europe Ascendant project soonish now. That's also going to be a thing. And we have to get this one back, of course, but everything... What? Oh, that was an alien. No, I thought I protected these points. Did I forget that? Oh, right. Maybe I forgot that, so I have to protect this one before executive falls, because that would be annoying. As we want to unify this into the EU in 2 months, more or less. That's annoying now. But we do have enough stuff to get this done again. Yeah. We still have to sort out some research bonuses here. Ooh, there's a mining org. These are rare in the rework of mining since that happened. So can we put you... Yeah, we can give you an assistant. And then we just drop this one again. We are going to drop this one temporarily. What? You can't? Ah, we don't have the money again. Right. Oh, always something. Always something. Do we have to spoil a bit again? No, we... Yeah, let's spoil the European Union a bit. So that we get a bit more cash more quickly. So, or faster rather. And now we have to get our points back here. Especially this one. I think we
Removing our
just
enemies.
go all in
At your
here.
service.
Chances are that the servants are going to
We're
protect
taking
this
power.
point, but doesn't matter.
Acknowledged.
Still something we have to try.
You're up.
Ah, now we can't take this one, which we cracked out. Oh, nothing is working out. It doesn't matter. We can just go back to advice here,
Offering counsel.
right? Or can we expand? No, we can't expand Intermarium currently. Let's jump forward a bit because I think there will be other projects here, and soon ships are going to finish. Yeah, a few weeks. We are definitely going to continue making rail monitors here, so let's just queue up some more of those. And then also there's a corvette finishing, so we can take one more Mars base. I think that's a good idea. So just let's jump a few weeks ahead here. Well, we have to accept our first loss here. An alien fleet around Earth is going to take out our social science station. I think, can Can I save that? By saving the template? That would be nice. And then we just have to accept now that we're probably going to just lose it. Even though the ships are damaged, I don't think we have any chance because we have just one layer defense array here. That's enough to scare off the other factions. Yeah, we have an 8-inch gun battery and a railgun battery, so that's nothing is going to happen here. And they have a battle cruiser even. Where did that one come from? Oh, that battle cruiser would obliterate our fleet. No, I don't think we need to wait for this, so this is relatively straightforward. And they're going to take it out, right? Oh no! It's gone. What a surprise. So let's see what the alien fleet is going to do, if they are going to dismantle even more of our stations here. Until they are happy, because we are more or less the last one still in orbit here.
Opinion is moving in our direction.
Because there have been a lot of wars here between the other factions by now. Great. Augmented learning is done. Let's get into the Space Force training now. Really? Again? I assume we can risk rebuilding the station. And most of my stations are in Leo 2, right? Yes, they are in Leo 2. Therefore, we're going to build that in Leo 2 again. And then we use the social plus template. Resource costs are okay. There we go. So, social plus. The annoying thing about this is that we lost the research efficiencies here now, so we should stop going too hard into this. Sadly, we lost this one. We don't need this one. Maybe we can just do the one after Space Assault Doctrine. So we get a pick again. And what else was happening that I wanted to share? Oh, come on, really? Yeah, they are taking out more stations apparently. Well, let's see how many we are going to lose, right? Okay, to wrap up this episode, we are going to do the 3 unifications that we wanted to do, and then we call it for today in this episode 10, and we are getting close to 2030, which we are going to enter in the next episode. By the way, how's our fleet construction going? Nicely. Everything is under construction. Oh, the space dock, another one is done here, so get me more railguns. And at the end, this is going to save up some points again. And that's all that matters currently, because we don't want to be the target here. Ah, a free officer, that's nice. If we look at the resources here, we see that we have 540. If we add on top our mission control, we are at around 600. So whoever is over 600 is going to be the main target currently of all the hate gain. And there is only Exodus which is above us. So we really have to go down in control point usage here to avoid collecting even more hatred here from aliens and also the other factions. I mean, aliens is different, but other factions here. So, the EU will unify with Greece here. There we go. Done.
Mission complete.
And the Intermarium will unify with Ukraine. And it will unify with the remnants of Romania. There we go. So now we do have some really nice stuff here. Nice, there we go. And we inherited, of course, the army here. And we get some free capacity for mission control again. So that's awesome as well. And now we can build up these nations further here. The problem now is that the remnants here, like in the Balkans, are extremely tedious to do. And also something like Moldova. Maybe we have to just declare war on that and annex it. But I am not sure on that as of yet, how we want to handle this. But for now, the intermarium is now almost complete. Of course, it would like to take some more stuff here, like Prague and everything, which it will not get. But at least the larger population centers are now under control. We can still do the Balkans here, which we are going to, but probably by war next episode. Or in the afterward one. Not sure as of yet how everything will proceed in detail there. And with that, I'm going to make a cut here. And let's continue in Third Elf next time. Leave a like and subscribe, and see you then.